Hey guys, this is Mr. Sands checking in. Here's an updated review sheet. I know the other video has more explanations on it, and it's the same problems. There's just an extra one at the end, so I'm going to skip through most of these. So you can treat this as an answer key. If you have more questions, I walk through the actual specific problems on the other video located right above this one on the video help sheet, Google form that we have online. So as you can see, there's your first three answers. Basically, all you need to do there is figure out where your vertices are for all three problems and match them up accordingly using the equation. One of the harder questions is this word problem here. Okay. The general idea is number of items sold, which is here, times the price that each item is, and that will equal how much money you're going to be making off of that product. So, as you go through here, you found out you sold 320 at a price of $3.50 per item. And then you started manipulating things. You said, okay, I'm going to take a nickel off, and every time I took a nickel off, I had 15 more sales. So if I took 2 nickels off, which would be times 2, I would have 30 more Italian ices being sold, so 2 times 15, and so on. Right? And what you would do is, you can always do P and Q and all that, but probably the easiest way to do this is to punch it in the graphic calculator. Okay, so I made a slight adjustment last period. So you take it through another one. So let me just convert this back to what we have. And we have a nickel here. Okay. And just a minus. There she is. There's your problem. Your second trace. That's the maximum we want. We'll go left bound and the right bound. I can make all the way up to here. On the right side of that vertex. So you can see 24 1/3 is what I have for my x. This here is my y value. That's my max profit. And all I have to do is basically substitute in that 24 1/3 of a dollar times 0.05. So what I'm doing is this guy here. So 24.3 repeating times a nickel is $1.26, $1.21 with 6 repeating after the 1. I then subtract that from 350, and that's my price of $2.20. Okay, and then there's my max profit. All right, so let's keep rolling then. Second verse. So this is what your new one would look like. I'm at -1.5. There you go. So there's both problems, the charts filled in. Your points might be a little bit differently than mine, which is fine, okay. But, it's still going to be correct as long as those points down here are on the graph. The axis of symmetry and the vertex are not negotiables. You need to match them verbatim. Okay. Moving along, next page. Okay, so my vertex is at 1, 1, so that should be good for that graph. Okay, and moving forward. Yep. So when they overlap this area here, that's your solution for 7, and here, that's your solution for 8. The graphs down here with the charts, obviously I couldn't, zoom this out more and still feel like you can see it well. So the top equation's all in blue, the bottom equation's all in red. Same thing over here in number 8. Top equation's all in blue, bottom equation's all in red. And again, your other point and second points might be a little bit different than mine, but your graph should be identical. Okay. And moving along to number 9. 9 and 10. Basically what we're doing here is we're switching these over to standard form. So you need to do order of operations correctly. You need to take care of the square first. After I did that, after I FOILed, I distributed the -2 in, and then I did my addition subtraction here at the end. Over here, I FOILed because I want to do that first. I could do 1/4 in there, but I don't want to distribute a negative in. 1/4 in a fraction. So basically, I FOILed. I get x squared minus 4x minus 32, and then I just divide everything by 4, basically. So that becomes 1/4 x squared, -1, -8. All right. So there's your standard form. Alright. And here's your last one. First one's the toughest in standard form. H and K is negative 5.5, K is 12.25, X and Y is negative 1 and negative 8. Substitute those in. I actually subtracted 12.25 over to get this negative 20.25. If you square 4.5 squared, that's 20.25. Divide that over, you get negative 1. So I have A is negative 1, and I plug my H and K in. So x plus 5.5 squared will be x squared plus 11x plus 30.25. Distribute the negative 1, and I get negative x squared, negative 11x, negative 30.25, and then I add 12.25 to that to get this negative 18. There's your equation. 12 is a lot easier. You got your x and y 2 and 8. You got your h and k is 5 and 2, so we get 8 equals a times 2 minus 5 squared plus 2. So this is negative 3 squared. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Subtract 2 over, you get 6. 6 divided by 9 is 2/3. So 2/3 is your a. Put your h and k back in and you're good. All right, number 13. Okay, in 13, this is your x and y actually, your vertex. P is negative 1, Q is positive 3. My formula is right here. That's intercept formula. So y is 8, x is 1. See how both my x's are 1 here. P was negative 1. So negative 1 make positive 1. Put positive 3 in, that becomes minus 3. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Divide negative 4 over, get negative 2. So A is negative 2. We put our P in, we put our Q in, and that's it for that guy. Okay? That is a quick version. Feel free to email or play this video as many times as you wish. And don't be afraid to go back to the last video because I do go through it piece by piece instead of just having it thrown up. Okay, so you can actually see me piece by piece. So you guys have a great day. Keep those questions coming and do not stop until you understand it. All right, good luck on the test and hopefully you guys do well. See ya.